Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. We've seen a massive growth in crypto users. People around the world are starting more and more on a daily basis to invest in crypto and especially go on-chain. So not only relying on centralized exchanges like the majority of crypto users do, only a small percentage of crypto users leave the centralized exchange and go to DeFi. So the majority of crypto right now is being traded on centralized exchanges. And there's a couple of negative sides for you to leave your crypto on centralized exchanges. We're going to go through some of that real quick, but I just want to show you how much crypto is growing worldwide by now. And how can you, beginner or someone who only has money in the centralized exchange on your app, on your phone, on Binance, KuCoin, whatever, how can you take advantage and go to DeFi and make more money? The majority of the time you will make more money if you do things right on decentralized exchanges, so on DeFi. So let me show you some data real quick. Let me show you some stats. We have right here some statistics about global crypto adoption worldwide, and we can see that we have over 300 plus million crypto users worldwide. So you can see Asia is leading with 160 million. Then we have Europe with 38 million, Africa with 32 million, North America, South America were around 25 million, and then Oceania with 1 million. So what is the biggest countries right now? Let's see right here. We have India with 100 million, then we have the USA with 27 million, Nigeria with 13 million, Vietnam with 5.9 million, and the UK with 3.3 million. And you can see that if we consider these numbers by percentage of the population, of course we have Ukraine and Russia leading with 12%, almost 13% in the case of Ukraine, just because it is natural. When there's a war happening with both countries, of course, the government, banks, stuff like that, they tend to restrain money. So it will be hard for you to go and withdraw some money from an ATM if there's a bombing in your city. Banks are going to be closed. There's nowhere you won't be able to access that money on your bank account because banks are going to be closed. So this is where crypto comes in. So you can see that Ukraine and Russia, they have 12% of their population already using the power of crypto, because then they have access to peer-to-peer transactions. They can transfer between one another without needing a bank, without needing a government in between. They can also receive money from worldwide people that are helping these Ukrainians. They can receive money with their digital wallets. So you can see how much useful it is crypto in times like this. But now let's look at on-chain data. Let's look at on-chain, because the majority of these people are using centralized exchanges. But you can see that even on-chain, the numbers are growing on a daily basis. There's a lot of people migrating to on-chain, to DeFi. We're going to start with a couple of smaller networks, and later I will explain what is a network so you can understand. And then we'll see the big boys to see how many unique addresses, unique digital wallets are being created in DeFi on a daily basis. We have right here Cronos. Cronos is a network for crypto.com, an exchange. So they created their own decentralized network called Cronos. And you can see that they started right in the beginning of November, and now they have over 500,000 unique distinct addresses here on the Cronos network. And you can see it increases around 5,000 per day. 5,000 unique addresses created on a daily basis. Now let's go to Avalanche. Avalanche, you can see from the beginning of October, it skyrocketed. It went all the way to 2.5 million distinct addresses. So there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of people migrating, taking their money from centralized exchanges and putting in on Avalanche, because Avalanche is a really good network, very fast, very low gas fees. So it is very good for you to start in DeFi. It's one of the best places for you to start in DeFi if you have no idea what you're doing. Then we have Phantom. Phantom, same thing. It's already over 2.5 million distinct addresses. Again, it is fast and it is a good place for you to start, just like on Avalanche. Then we have Ethereum, big boy Ethereum. You can see almost 200 million unique addresses. So you can see here, the majority of DeFi is concentrated on Ethereum. I think around 70% of all the money in DeFi is on Ethereum. And then we have the Binance Smart Chain. And the Binance Smart Chain close enough with 150 million unique addresses. So you can see how every one of these networks is growing. So how can you join in this growth? How can you be part of DeFi? Well, for that, you need a digital wallet. And the most common one is Metamask. So if you are one of these people who are trying to get away from centralized exchanges, government rules that are applied to centralized exchanges, then DeFi is for you. So why would you leave your centralized exchange to go to DeFi? Centralized exchange, they do offer security. They are safer. They don't have scam coins. So why would you choose to go to DeFi, where right now is like no one's land, is a land with no law? Why would you choose to do that, to assume risks to do that, instead of just leaving your money on centralized exchanges? Well, I will give you a couple of reasons. Of course, there are a ton of reasons why you should go to DeFi instead of leaving your money to centralized exchanges. But some of them are government restraints. For example, on USA, you are limited to use certain tokens and you cannot use certain exchanges. These are restraints put down by the government. You can see right now in Canada has put limitations of how much money you can transfer without having to declare who you're sending it to, how much, the person's address, the person's name. So you can see there are government limitations for centralized exchanges. They have to obey, they have to follow that law. But for decentralized exchanges, that is another thing. Of course, governments can try to limit your access to decentralized exchanges, but with VPNs and a bunch of other tools that you can use to go around and use the full capability of DeFi without having to worry about government rules. Another thing that DeFi offers is a variety of tools, a variety of protocols that you can stake your money, or where you can buy tokens that are not available on centralized exchanges, because the majority of these centralized exchanges, they do have a limit. So they offer the top 100 coins and some altcoins that are very volatile or very hyped up right now. But if we take a look, there's more than 20,000 tokens already overall on DeFi. So there's a ton of people who have their money, their crypto in centralized exchanges, that are losing opportunity to make life-changing money on DeFi, because on DeFi there are a ton of opportunities. Of course, there's a lot of risk, but where there's a lot of risk, there's also a lot of opportunities. So what do we need to do to create a MetaMask account, to create a digital wallet? Well, first of all, we're gonna need a browser. So you can use Google Chrome, you can use Brave, you can use Opera GX, whatever you are using right now. And what you're gonna do, you will type in MetaMask, and you will go to their website and you will install MetaMask for Chrome. You can see it supports all these browsers right here. We have Chrome, Firefox, Brave, Edge. It also works on Opera GX because I've tested it before. So you click right here, install, you will be redirected to the Chrome web store. It doesn't matter if you're not using Chrome, it is the same thing for all Chrome-based browsers. So you just click add to Brave, which is the browser that I'm using, and you add the extension. Once you install, you can see right here on the top right corner, this little fox. This will be the extension for your wallets. If you don't see it right here, if you're using Brave, you just click on extensions and add. If you're using Chrome, you just look for extensions and you can pin down the MetaMask. Once you get right here, you will be redirected to the MetaMask page for you to create, and you click on get started. You have to go to let's get set up, because it is the first time you are creating an account. You click on create and you go to I agree. Now here we have to set up a password. This password will be for you to log into your wallet. So every time you turn off or turn on your computer, or you just close and reopen your browser, you will need to put your password again. So make sure it is a very strong password, because it is very important. So I'll just type password right here. You click on agree and you create. And now we have a secret recovery phrase. This is used in case you're using your MetaMask on another computer. So you want to set up your MetaMask on a new computer, on your phone. So you will need this secret phrase. So right here you have these random words generated. These are my words. Let me make it very clear. Let me go full screen. You need to understand this. Do not share these words with anyone. This is a secret phrase that you never have to share. You don't even need to share it with MetaMask. If you're on Twitter, on your email, you get a message from MetaMask, do not give your information. They don't need that. And the majority of the time, this will be a scam. People can access your crypto if they have access to your seed phrase, your recovery phrase. So don't give it to anyone. You just write it down and this is it. You don't share that with anyone. It doesn't matter who asks. If MetaMask is asking, no, you don't need to give your secret phrase. Keep it very safe. So let's go back down here. So I'm gonna copy this right here, and you should do the same. You write it down on a notepad, write it down on your phone, on whatever. Just make sure it is, I'd say write it offline on a piece of paper, on a post-it, and you just put it somewhere safe. This is what I usually do with my secret phrases. So since I'm not gonna be using this wallet right here, just for example, it doesn't really matter that I'm sharing that with you. So you click right here on next, and let's see what it was. You have to write it down in the order that you it gave it to you. Once you've done, you confirm it right here, and it says okay, all done, and you can close this, and there you go. And right now you have your MetaMask set up. You can see if you click right here on the top right corner, it will show just my screen is not recording that, but it will basically show the same thing that you're seeing right here, just in a mobile phone format. So now that you've done that, what do you have to do? What else do you do right now? Well, you see right here this account. This account is your address. Right here you see that big number right here. Let's see if I can show you account details. Okay, this number right here is your address. This address is public, and this you can send it to people or send it to centralized exchanges for you to transfer money or for them to send you money. So it is okay for you to share this account with other people to receive or send money. So the seed phrase, you never share. Your password, you never share. This one is public address. You can share this one with anyone for you to send or receive tokens. So now what do you have to understand? You saw in the beginning how I showed you Chronos, AVAX, Phantom. These are all networks. Crypto is like a bunch of different islands. So every island of that is a network, is a blockchain. You might already heard about blockchains. So every island is a different blockchain. And there are a ton now. I said there's Ethereum, there's Phantom, there's BSC, there's Avalanche, Chronos. There are a ton of networks. But why there are so many? Because each network has something unique. For example, Bitcoin was the first blockchain created, but it is a little bit slow and expensive. Then ETH was created, but ETH is expensive. It is fast. It is faster than Bitcoin, but it is still very expensive. Then other islands were created. Other networks were created to solve problems that other networks have. So for example, we have Avalanche, which works a little bit different than how ETH works, but it is really, really fast. People really like Avalanche. Me included, I really enjoy Avalanche. Then we have Binance Smart Chain, which was created to be a decentralized network connected to a centralized exchange. Binance Smart Chain, it is owned by Binance. Chronos did the same thing. Crypto.com created the Chronos network, and this made it easier for centralized exchanges to send money to their own network. So it is really, really easy for you to send money straight from your Binance account or from your Crypto.com account to the Binance Smart Chain or the Chronos network. So these are what networks are for. And there are bridges that connect these different islands. And these bridges is where you send tokens, native tokens from island A to island B. So for example, if you want to send Ethereum from the Ethereum network to Avalanche, you will use that bridge. Of course, the Ethereum that you will receive on Avalanche is not the same Ethereum that it was over there. It is called a wrapped Ethereum, or it is not the native version of Ethereum, but it is a copy of Ethereum present in another network. And this applies to all tokens. So how do we use our account to go to these islands? Your account, so this number right here, let me show that again. This number right here works on every island. This is like your passport. This passport works on whatever island. You're not going to need a different passport for each island you go to. Of course, there are specific cases, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So with this big number right here, you can access all those networks. But how do you do that? Well, you have to add them. You can see right here it says Ethereum mainnet. And you can see add network or add the locations for the other islands. How do you find these locations? Right now we're only on ETH. What if I want to go to Avalanche? What if I want to add Phantom, Ethereum? What if I want to add Binance Smart Chain? Well, there's a website for that. and I'll leave it in the description down below. You go right here on chainlist.defilama.com. This website has let's say this is like a map. It has the coordinates for all blockchains, all networks, all islands, and the vast ocean of DeFi. So what you have to do, you see right here, the connect wallet. This action that I'm going to show you right now will become something that you will be doing forever once you learn it. So once you click on connect wallet right here, you will see a pop-up. Of course, you're not seeing my window. Let's see if I can record that for you. So you see right now what I'm seeing, it says connect to MetaMask. You'll see this little notification. You see it right here on the top right corner, the website you're connecting to your MetaMask, the account that you'll be using, because you can have on the same MetaMask, you can have a bunch of different accounts. I do not recommend you to do that because the recovery phrase will be the same one for all the accounts. So let's say you have 20 accounts, it will be the same seed phrase. What can happen is if you get hacked, if people have access to that seed phrase, he can access all these accounts. So you will get hacked, you'll get all the money stolen from all these accounts. What I do, for example, I have multiple wallets because I have my Brave, because on Brave you can create different accounts for Brave. So I have different user accounts right here for different wallets. You should do that instead of having a bunch of wallets on the same account. So you click on next and you click on connect. You can see right here on the top corner, it changed. Now you are connected. What you can do right now is very simple. You choose the chain that you want to add and you click on add to MetaMask. Again, you will have a pop-up asking you to add. This is the information of the networks. This is basically the coordinates for the map for you to locate the island using the island analogy. So you click approve and you click switch, and you will see that now we are switched to the Binance Smart Chain. So you see right now we go right here and it says Binance Smart Chain. And if we click, we have now ETH and Binance Smart Chain. We can choose where to go with our passport. So if we're going to use a Binance Smart Chain protocol or dApp, you can just click Binance Smart Chain and it will change for you. If you're using a dApp on Ethereum, you can just click right here and boom. Now this passport of yours is only going to be connecting to protocols on this chain. And you can go back and do the same thing, add AVAX right here and you approve it. You can switch or not, it doesn't really matter. Same thing to Phantom, let's say. You can see how many there are. You can see how many networks there are. Of course, some of the networks are what are called layer 2s or are subnets, and these are expansions to the island. So they're still part of the island, but they are expansions. So they're tiny floating islands, would say, something like that, or boats connected to that island. So, but you can add them all from here. You just click add to MetaMask and boom. Really, really simple. But now you have a MetaMask. How do you transfer your funds from your exchange, whatever exchange you're using? How do you transfer that crypto to your MetaMask? Well, let me show you right here. I use Binance here in my country. It is not it hasn't been blocked, so everyone can just use Binance. It is one of the best here in Brazil, which is where I live. So I've logged here on my Binance to show you how can you send funds, crypto, from your centralized exchange all the way to your MetaMask. It doesn't really matter what centralized exchange you're using, because this applies. You will have the same buttons with the same name written on every centralized exchange. It might be located differently. It might be located in different positions from Binance, but the majority of these exchange, they use the same terms. So it's going to be withdraw crypto, whatever. So the first thing you have to do, you need to have some crypto right here. I'm going to go to my wallet. Let's say you already have some crypto laying here on your wallet. See, so for example, I already have $35 here in Tether. So how can you withdraw that money? How can I take that crypto from here and send it to my MetaMask? Well, you will see for Binance, it is very simple. There's a big withdraw button right here. So you should look for that withdraw button on your centralized exchange as well. So once you click right here, it will ask you what kind of withdrawal you want to do. It will go by default to withdraw fiat, which is like dollars, euros, whatever, but you have to withdraw crypto. So you click on withdraw crypto, it will redirect you to withdraw crypto. And it's going to ask you what crypto do you want to withdraw. So we go to UST. Now, you have to understand something. Some of these cryptos are limited to certain networks. So for example, USDT is a stable coin, and USDT, USDC, they are the only ones that are basically available on all networks that you go to. So Chronos, Phantom, AVAX, Harmony One, whatever. USDT and USDC, for the majority of times, 90% of the time, you will have access to USDT and USDC. But there's a big but, which is sometimes you cannot send them natively from your centralized exchange to one of these networks. So what I advise you to do, instead of sending USDT, USDC, send native tokens to their native networks. So for example, we added right here Avalanche. We added Avalanche. What is the native token for Avalanche? It is AVAX. So every transactions you do, everything that you pay, everything that you stake, there will be transactions for you to pay these gas fees, for you to pay these taxes. And you do that with AVAX. So let's say you have USDT and you want to send it to AVAX. It's way better for you to here on the centralized exchange, change that USDT, swap it to AVAX, and then you send AVAX. So we go right here. Let's say we have AVAX, we have $35 in AVAX. And what is the address you want to send this AVAX to? Well, you're going to go back and copy right here. See, it says copied. We'll go back and paste the address. And now there's a very important thing. You will see that the majority of the time will have a bunch of networks. It will be very, very rare for you to have only like one network. What do you have to choose? So in our case, it is simple. We have to choose AVAX C chain. Never send it to AVAX. This AVAX here is an old chain. It was a testing chain. It was a test net. So you have to send it to AVAX C chain always when you're sending AVAX to AVAX. But you can see AVAX exists also in the Binance Smart Chain, and you can do that. See, Binance Smart Chain. So you can use the same address on the Binance Smart Chain and you will receive AVAX here. But why I don't advise you to do that? Because here you're not paying the gas fees, you're not paying the transactions in AVAX, you're paying BNB. So if you send AVAX to this address, you will receive AVAX here, but you're not going to be able to move that money. You're not going to be able to do anything with that crypto because you won't have any BNB. See, it says 0 right here, to pay for any of the fees, the gas fees, the transaction fees on this network. It is better for you to send AVAX to Avalanche, BNB to Binance Smart Chain, ETH to Ethereum, Phantom to Phantom, and so on and so forth. So you at least have the gas fee token for you to pay for some transactions. So right here now I have AVAX and I can do max and I can put how much I want here. Let's say I have 35, doesn't really matter. And you just click on withdraw. Of course, if you have two-factor authentication, if you have a code on your phone, you will need to put those to confirm your transaction. So the more you have, the better it is. I'd say, yes, it is a hassle. It is a big pain in the ass for you to all the time have to put your phone, receive, open the authenticator, authenticate. It is a pain, but it is a safe way for you to work with crypto. So this is basically it. Once you have your AVAX right here, you are free to go on every protocol, on all these protocols, on AVAX, and use that AVAX that you have to stake, to swap to any other token, to do whatever you feel like. Before we end up this video, I just want to show you a little setting that you should turn on and should leave on because it might save you if something happens, if your computer gets hacked or something like that. If you click right here and you go on settings and you go right here on advanced, you can scroll down and you see right here this auto locked timer. This timer for me, I leave it at 3 minutes save. So what it means, every 3 minutes is gonna lock my account. So whoever has access to my account, they cannot do anything if they don't know the password. So why is that important? Because this happened to me in December. I had a Metamask account with over 4K in it and I got a virus in my computer and someone remotely accessed my computer. And this function right here, this thing right here was turned off. So it was never logging off of my account. Every time I just open the browser, if the computer was on, I could open the browser again and it was still logged on my account. And this person, whoever hacked into my computer, was able to open my account and have free access to all my crypto. So I got all my money stolen because I didn't want to have to put the password every time again. So if I'm not using it for more than 3 minutes, I'd say it is fair for it to ask the password again. Sometimes on some of my accounts, the safer accounts, I even use 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes for the MetaMask to be locked. Another thing that you can do to make it really, really safe is for you to buy a ledger or for you to buy a Trezor. These are hard wallets. And with these wallets, especially with the ledger, you can connect the ledger to your MetaMask. So you need to approve it physically. Every transaction that you do, you need to approve it physically on your ledgers. It's like a USB. It's a USB drive that you connect to your computer. So this is another very, very good thing, safe thing for you to have, especially if you have big amounts of money in DeFi or on MetaMask in general. So I hope this was a big explanation and I hope you were able to understand everything that was said here. If this was helpful to you, please just take one little second to scroll down just a little bit, click on the like button, and then why not also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next videos here. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on Monday for another week with other videos about DeFi. Thank you so much. Peace.